Peter Chang here, and welcome to part 37 of our B44.2 RC car build. And we're installing our receiver. And the receiver we're installing isn't really anything special. It's just the typical RTR receiver that you would get when you purchase one of Team Associated's many fine vehicles. And this one is just a spare receiver. And let's go ahead and the servo tape I'm using is Dan's RC Stuff servo tape. What's really cool about Dan's RC Stuff servo tape is that it when you hit the end of the roll, there's actually still more servo tape. Like there's still sticky sides on both sides. Some popular servo tapes, you hit the end of the roll and it acts like Scotch tape, or it forgets that it's a specialty hobby type tape. And sometimes you hit the end of the roll and you could only tape one side because everything is the other side is sticking to the paper dowel, for example. So that's not what you would want. Anyways, back to the interesting build. I'm just threading the receiver module through this kind of wiring mess. But I want to make sure that my receiver is actually smack dab in the center. It's just because magnetic fields or power fluctuations, just a lot of this MacGyver stuff that I don't understand. But it has been in my experience that whenever I have the receiver touching the bare carbon fiber, I tend to get these glitch issues. So I always just take a little pain to make sure that the servo is functioning properly, that it's far enough away from the carbon fiber, that the antenna is properly far enough away from the carbon fiber, and that the servo could actually be placed in, and that the receiver could actually be placed in. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and link up the Tekin next, so that the Tekin is going to be in there. And I'm going to go ahead and link up the Spectrum servo. And then we'll give it a little once over and we'll give it a little test. Always also check to make sure that your orientation for the ESC and the servo are correct. So I'm still waiting for my battery to arrive, so I'm going to go ahead and just make do with the regular stick battery. And I'm just going to power everything up and see if everything works. Sometimes when you're doing this for the first time or second time or later at night, whenever you're trying this, sometimes things glitch and things don't work. In that case, my wiring was incorrect, so I had to switch the wiring around. So it was just exactly the opposite direction, that I plugged everything into the receiver module. Otherwise, the Tekin went to the same slot, and then the servo also went back to the same slot. I just changed the orientation. And I'm just kind of gunning the remote control here at this point just to test it out. And once again, it was just this little antenna is just the culprit. And I am so saving up for another transmitter. I've been using the stock one for a little while, and it's wearing a little bit on me. But as you can see, this is how we set it up. So I ended up reversing out the wiring. Black wires are towards the bottom. So in channel 2 I have my Tekin, and in channel 1 I have my Spectrum servo. And that is all it's needed to do.